One of the biggest reasons women stay in unhealthy marriages longer than they should is not because they don't know something is wrong. It's because they're terrified they will not survive financially on the other side of divorce. And honestly, I understand that fear really deeply. Because when you're emotionally exhausted, financially intimidated, or disconnected from the finances for years, divorce does not just feel emotional. It feels financially life-threatening. And you start to think, how will I afford the house? What if I can't qualify on my own? What happens to the kids? What if I cannot maintain the same lifestyle? What if I fail financially? What if I make the wrong decision and ruin my future? And for many women, those fears become so overwhelming, they stop asking questions completely. So today, I want to talk honestly about the fear underneath all of this. Can you actually afford divorce? And I want to answer that question in a way that is practical, emotionally honest, and grounded in reality. Because I think women deserve more than generic advice or empty empowerment slogans. But before we talk about the numbers, I need to say something very important. Fear and facts are not the same thing. And when women are emotionally overwhelmed, fear often fills the information gaps with worst case scenarios, especially after emotional or financial abuse. Because when someone spends years making you feel incapable, dependent, irresponsible, or financially unsafe, your brain eventually starts believing survival alone may not even be possible, even when it completely is. I know that personally because during my marriage, I was often the primary or only income earner, and I still felt financially trapped emotionally. That is how powerful fear conditioning can become. So, the first thing I want women to understand is this: you do not need to have your entire financial future figured out today to start understanding your options. You just need information. Because information is going to reduce fear, and the fear shrinks when clarity grows.
Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this message from our sponsors.
Imagine having the power to control your financial destiny, no matter where you start. Welcome to the Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform, where financial education is tailored to your unique journey. We cover everything you need, from basic budgeting and saving strategies to advanced investing and retirement planning. Learn at your own pace with lessons that match your level of experience. Whether you're a beginner or looking to enhance your financial knowledge, join our community of learners and benefit from shared insights and expert guidance. The Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform equips you with the skills and confidence to take charge of your financial future. Ready to master your finances? Enroll in our courses today at the Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform. Start your path to financial independence now.
Visit us at fms.tips and fms.college for more information.
Hello and welcome to PBJ Mortgage, where your home ownership dreams become reality. Today, we want to share why choosing PBJ Mortgage is the right choice for your home financing needs. At PBJ Mortgage, we're built on a foundation of values that drive us every day. Our commitment to educate, empathize, and empower our clients sets us apart in the mortgage industry. Our clients are at the heart of everything we do, and their success stories speak volumes. With years of experience, our team possesses in-depth knowledge of the mortgage programs, ensuring you receive expert guidance and the best possible rates. We offer a diverse range of loan options to suit your unique needs, including conventional, FHA, VA, and more. No matter your situation, we've got a solution. At PBJ Mortgage, we pride ourselves on providing personalized service. Our dedicated loan officers are here to guide you every step of the way, making the process as smooth as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We understand that time is of the essence, which is why we've streamlined our processes for efficiency and convenience. Transparency and clear communication are paramount. You'll always know where you stand throughout your mortgage journey. Reach out to us today to set up a call to discover your options. If you're ready to make your home ownership dreams a reality, contact PBJ Mortgage today. Let us empower you during this exciting journey. Phone number 4693733 107 www.pbjteam.com. Visit our website or give us a call to get started. We look forward to helping you secure your future home. PBJ Mortgage, where home begins.
Thanks for your patience.
Now, Let's talk about women, what women are actually afraid of financially during divorce, because it's usually several fears layered all together. And first is the fear of housing. For many women, the biggest panic thought is, where am I going to live? Especially if children are involved. And this is where women often jump straight into catastrophic thinking. I'm never going to qualify. I'm clearly going to lose everything. I'm never going to be able to buy ever again. I will have to completely start over. But here's what most women do not realize. There are usually far more housing options than your fear initially allows you to see. Sometimes that means refinancing and keeping the house. Sometimes it means selling and using that equity strategically for your next move. Sometimes it means temporarily renting while rebuilding financially. Sometimes it means downsizing for a season to create some long-term stability. And I need you to hear this. Temporary does not mean failure. A strategic reset is not failure. Sometimes women become so emotionally attached to maintaining the exact same lifestyle immediately after divorce that they unintentionally create long-term financial stress, trying to force stability too quickly. And honestly, rebuilding peacefully is often smarter than trying to immediately recreate everything overnight. So let's talk about income, because this is another major fear point, especially for women who stepped away from work, recently have returned to work, have some sort of a variable income, or had a spouse controlling most of the financial decisions. Many women immediately assume there's no way I qualify for anything on my own. And that is not always true, because mortgage qualification and financial planning are more nuanced than most people realize. So support income sometimes can count. New employment a lot of times can count. Assets definitely can matter. Future earning potential matters. Debt structures matter. Timing matters. This is exactly why conversations with professionals matter early instead of waiting until panic fully sets in. Because so many women disqualify themselves emotionally before they even understand what's actually possible realistically. Now, does divorce sometimes require financial adjustment? Absolutely. I never want to sell women a fantasy. Some women will need to rebuild financially. Some women will need to downsize temporarily or potentially budget differently. Some women will need time to stabilize. But needing to rebuild is very different than being incapable of rebuilding. And the distinction really does matter. And honestly, I think one of the biggest emotional mistakes women make is assuming that any financial adjustment means failure. It does not. Life transitions require adaptation, and there is no shame in rebuilding after survival mode. Now, another major fear women have is, what if I cannot maintain the same standard of living? And I want to answer that pretty honestly too. Your life may look a little different after divorce financially for a season, but different doesn't automatically mean worse. I've seen women leave emotionally exhausting marriages and finally experience peace for the first time in years, even while rebuilding financially. They have less tension and less fear. They have a lot less emotional instability and less walking on constant eggshells. And peace changes people. Women can start sleeping again and thinking clearly, trusting themselves for the first time in ages, making decisions differently. And that matters too, because financial health is not just numbers on paper, it is emotional stability too. So let's talk about budgeting, because I know that that is kind of a four-letter word that creates a massive anxiety for people. A lot of women avoid budgeting because emotionally it feels restrictive and overwhelming. I'm one of those people. But budgeting during divorce is not about punishment, it's about clarity. You can't make strategic decisions without understanding what your actual expenses are, what income currently exists, what debt you actually have, what housing realistically costs, and where financial pressure points may exist moving forward. But again, that clarity, it reduces fear. Not because every answer is perfect, but because uncertainty stops controlling the entire narrative. Now, I also want to address something important for women who are still in the thinking about divorce stage. You do not need to wait until everything explodes before you go ahead and get informed. You are allowed to quietly start understanding your finances. You're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to talk to professionals. You're allowed to prepare emotionally and financially before the final decisions actually happen. That's wisdom. It's not betrayal. And honestly, some of the strongest women I know are not the women who had the divorce all figured out up front. They're the women who stopped avoiding information. They gathered some support, they asked questions, they learned slowly, and they rebuilt one step at a time. And that's how confidence comes back after emotional overwhelm. It isn't through perfection, it's through momentum, one baby step at a time. Now, I also think it's important to talk about support because women should not navigate this process alone. You need people who educate instead of intimidate. The divorce attorney protects your legal interest. A mortgage expert helps you understand housing and financing realities. The realtor can help you evaluate equity and then some future housing strategy. And often emotional support matters too, because major financial decisions are harder than your nervous system when your nervous system is overwhelmed. Support matters. But if you're watching this wondering, what if I still feel scared? That is normal. Fear does not mean you're incapable. Fear means that your future matters to you. But fear should not be the thing making all your decisions. Information should, and preparation should. Strategy should, and support should. So now the question is, can you afford divorce? And the honest answer is, you cannot answer that from fear alone. You answer it by understanding your actual numbers, your actual options, your actual support systems, and your actual opportunities to go ahead and rebuild. Because many women are far more capable financially than they have been conditioned to believe. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, start small. Review your finances, understand your credit, learn your housing options, ask questions, gather support, one baby step at a time. The goal is not having your entire future solved today. The goal is to reduce panic enough to start making informed decisions. And if you do not know where to start, I did create a free guide below that walks women through the key financial and housing questions to understand when considering divorce. And if you want to talk privately about your specific situation, my team and I are here to help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. You simply have to book a call. So you're not trapped and you are not failing. And you're probably way more capable of rebuilding than you actually realize.